Welcome everybody to the channel. As most of you may know, I love lacrosse, but some of you may not know, I also love fishing. So today, I'm going to try and merge the two together and see if it works. The first step to make this work is to find an old stick, because personally, I don't want to ruin my beautiful stick here. So let's go to the storage room and see if we can find an old stick. Okay, we made it to the storage room, and now the hard task is finding a lacrosse stick if I have one. So let's get searching. Okay, so the first thing I was thinking is searching near the fishing stuff, because lacrosse sticks kind of look like fishing rods, but there's no lacrosse stick over here. So maybe find one over here. Oh my gosh, I think I found something. Over in that corner. Do you see that? Right there. I think we got a lacrosse stick. Let's go check. Oh my gosh. This thing looks pretty ancient. I think this will work. Okay. We got a lacrosse stick. Now, I think we need to find a reel or something to like make this into an actual fishing rod. So I'm gonna search around near the fishing stuff real quick and see if I can find something. Okay, I'm over in the fishing stuff and I don't see anything. I'm looking for like a tackle box. Wait, and then I looked up and I think this is just what we're looking for. So we've got a lacrosse stick. Look at this tape. Very old. I think it's going to be perfect for a fishing rod. One thing is it does have a little crack here, but I think we can fix that with some tape. And then next, we got our tackle box. Hopefully, we have a reel in here, because that would make it a lot easier so I don't have to make a homemade reel. So, let's see what we got in here. We got a bunch of weights. Oh, this looks like a reel. Oh, this thing's tipping over. Oh my gosh. A Zebco 33. I think this will work perfectly for the fishing rod. So, before we start committing to this fishing rod, we need to make sure that this reel will work. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some line out. Oh, yep, we got a knot. Oh, never mind. Let's see if it'll reel. Yeah, it's not reeling in. Or maybe it is. Yeah, I think we got some work to do. So I'm going to take apart this reel. My goodness. Yeah, this thing is pretty old. Okay. Now, I'm going to see where any of the knots are. Down in there is where the knots will come from. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this old line out and I'm going to replace it with new line so that we don't have any knots and so that we won't lose any fish. So I emptied out the reel here. No more line in there. And man, oh man, that's a mess. So I've got this new spool. We're going to re-spool it back up. So first step in spooling this up is we need to tie this line into the reel. So this is probably the hardest part, is getting a knot way down in there. So hopefully this doesn't take too long. Okay, I attached that in there. You can see it. Yep, right there with two just regular overhand knots. Now, gotta put the top back on. I just gotta spool it in. Okay, I actually messed up. You have to put it through the top of the reel first and then onto this so that you can actually get the top of this on. So I'm gonna redo this. Okay, all done. Now we got the top connected to the reel with the string. So now we have to reel all of this line onto the reel. So you see that little white peg right there? We have to take the fishing line and we got to put it over it, and that's what catches the line to spool it up. Then we got to put the top on and reel it up, and hopefully the line doesn't slip out of the white peg. So I'm gonna put it over that white peg, and I'm gonna slip the top right over it. And close it. Man, things not going. Okay, I fiddled with it and I got the top on. So now the string is going into the reel. And now what we need to do is we got to reel it up into the reel. So what I need to do is I need to put this somewhere where it will spin freely so that it won't go anywhere. I found this big yellow tube with a blue base, and I think if I slip this right onto it, I think it'll work. Now that I have this on here, I need to make sure that the line going into the reel is tight so that we don't get any knots while reeling. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pinch it to the side of the reel like this, and then reel it in slowly to make sure that it's going in. Looks like it's coming in. Make sure we get all the knots out. Oh, got it untwisted. This stuff comes untwisted very easily, so I gotta be careful while doing it to make sure it doesn't get tangled. So I'm just gonna keep reeling. The hard part about this is not knowing how much you have on the spool. So after a little, I'm gonna have to take this the hard casing off of this and check how much I have. So I'm just gonna do this until it's full. Okay, I think it's probably getting close to full. So I'm gonna take this off and check. Yeah, I think that's plenty of line in there. So what I'm gonna do, I need to make sure I've got it on that white peg. I'm gonna slip that lid right back on there. There we go. I got it. Let's make sure it still reels. Yep. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take these scissors and I'm gonna cut off about a foot of line. And there we have it. Our reel is fully spooled. Now that we have our stick and our reel, we have to have a way to combine them together to make them into a fishing rod. So good old handy duct tape is what we're going to use. What I'm thinking is the butt end of the stick is more like the end of a fishing rod, and the head is where I'm going to put the reel. So this reel has these tracks on it, right? I'm going to put these into the holes in the head, and then I'm going to secure it with duct tape. Let's do this. Okay, we have a problem here. This head is not going, or this reel is not going into the head. So, I think it's this shooter string. So I'm going to try and take this out to make sure that it just slides in there. Because it is not wanting to go. So, get that out of the way. It's coming. Really gotta squeeze this one. Okay. After a lot of trial and error, I got this in. The back side of the reel did not want to go into the head, so I ended up using the shooter string to tie it to the head. So now it's pretty secure in place, and now I need a way for the string to go up the shaft of the stick. So I think I'm gonna make some homemade eyelets. To make the eyelets, I'm gonna use these paper clips and I'm gonna bend them in a certain way. First, you gotta straighten them out. Then you kind of gotta bend them into like a circle shape so that you have a circle up there and these two branches coming off so that you can secure it to the stick with duct tape. Let's do it. One down, 3 more to go. Two down, 2 more to go. Third one is finished. For the last one, we need to do the tip so that it comes out smooth. Okay, that's the tip done right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over all of them again with duct tape to make sure they're secure. Because this is what holds all of the weight of whatever you're casting or whatever you're reeling in. Okay, I think it is finished. These are all looking and feeling really secure, like they could hold a 10-pound bass, hopefully. But now we gotta rig the line through these and test it out, because the worst thing would be tomorrow we go out to the lake and it just doesn't work. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay, click the button and it comes out. Put it through all the eyelets, all in a row. This is actually looking better than I thought. Now, I'm going to grab one of these weights, just like a big sinker, and I'm going to tie it onto the end. And then we're going to practice casting with it. Just going to do regular fisherman's knot. Perfect. Now, let's go see how it casts. Man, oh man, does this thing look sweet. Now, it's not all about looks. We have to see if it actually works. So, your hand fits nicely in there. Got our sinker, our eyelets. Sits in there pretty well. We're gonna see how it casts. So I'm just gonna cast it all the way down there. Oh. Try one more time. Oh my gosh. Don't do this inside, guys. Seems like there's a knot in the reel. So I'm gonna figure out what's up. I think I figured out what's wrong with it. I think that since this reel is just so old and so just worn out, it gets stuck sometimes. So we're just gonna have to deal with that, but it's nothing that we can't fix. So let's test it out one more time. There we go. Cast nicely. I'm not gonna attempt an overhand cast because I'm not gonna hit a light, but tomorrow when we're outside. Ooh! I went all the way to the white pole. Okay. I think this is ready for tomorrow. Let's go! Good morning, everybody. Today is the day that we test out the Lacrosse stick fishing rod. Let's get it. We got a good Senko on the fishing rod, and we got a good spot right here. Hopefully we can pull a fish out. So I'm gonna start throwing some casts. Ooh, this is looking really good. Nice! They got a fish. Good news, there's fish in here. So it's just a matter of time before we get one. It indeed was not a matter of time. It was cast after cast after cast. I went all around this lake with this fishing rod, and I got 0 bites the whole day. But it was really windy. So if you want me to do it again, like and subscribe. My hat!